Welcome to AC Cactus Tack. Today's episode, we are following up to my post of what's wrong with my Sig Sauer AXG P365. And, short story here is that we got this is a safe and clear firearm, so everyone's aware of that. Follow up to my video on some of the issues that I was having with this particular variant of the P365X macro. Just to recapture the story, I've been a P365X macro owner for quite some time. Had over 3,000 rounds in my first version and no issues at all, no problems. I decided to sell it to a friend, and I purchased the P365-AXG Legion. I really like the feel of it. I like the weight of it. Everything looked really great, and I had such a positive experience on my first one. I said, hey, let's just sort of do this. We'll bite the bullet and pay the premium. About 500 rounds. I had I think the trigger pack pin here sort of work itself out. Again, not really a big deal. And then after about 1,200 rounds, I sort of had this intermittent extraction issue. And it was a really hard malfunction in the sense that a simple tap rack wouldn't even clear it. I mean, the magazine was jammed up in there pretty good. I had a really hard time even trying to pull on that. The slide really wasn't coming back at all. It was just jammed in there. So a really hard type of malfunction. I had to keep sort of, hitting the bottom of this thing to sort of loosen things up. And then when I did pull the slide back, once I was able to get the magazine out and I was able to get the slide back, it wasn't extracting the round at all. So really tough malfunction to have, especially for a EDC. And I'll roll some B-roll here. You can see it, and just wanted to try to source it. I took it to the gunsmiths at the club that I was at just to have them take a quick look. They couldn't find anything wrong. They cleaned it thinking, hey, let's try that. I did it. And again, retested that, and about every 100 to 125 rounds or so, sure enough, that extraction issue would make an appearance. And that was across multiple magazines, multiple ammo types. So we sent the firearm back to Sig. I have received it, so you can see our Sig Sauer letterhead here. And basically what they said here, not a whole lot of detail behind it, but they inspected the firearm, and they said they replaced the extractor assembly, function test, and test fired it without any malfunctions. And the ammo they used was Sig 115 grain full metal jacket. So I'm really at the point now where I have to test this to get some confidence back in it, for a EDC purpose. And what I came up with for my testing approach is I wanted to test multiple types of ammo, multiple grain weights across, of course, multiple mags that I had or that I use with this particular firearm. And so ultimately what I'll roll in will be some footage of me testing various ammo types, but I wound up going with 100 rounds of MagTech 115 grain, 100 rounds of SMB 124 grain, 100 rounds of PMC 115 grain, 100 rounds of laser brass, 124 grains, and then I again bit the bullet on some cost, and I did 100 rounds of Spear Gold Dot 124 grain. I'm going to put the first 100 rounds of MagTech through it. This is MagTech. What is this? 115 grain, 9 mil. So we'll just start and just do some slow fire on it. All right, we're going to do the first few magazines of the S&B, but I might as well take an opportunity to confirm zero because when it went back for service, the optic had to be taken off. So might as well just work through the zero process with this and get that done. Here's where I was at 9 feet, so then basically from about 15 all the way through 25 was riding through here. At about 30 I'm starting to go. Obviously had a few like outliers and stuff like that, but
That's just lack of good trigger control on that. But in general, I just want to do that quick little exercise so I know if I'm close up and I'm trying to shoot some precision, I've got to at least bring that up about an inch in terms of the point of impact, point of aim.
All right, we're back here to continue our testing. We've done 100 rounds of MagTech and 100 rounds of S&B, all in 9mm. Today we'll be testing some PMC, 115 grain, and we'll look to put 100 rounds through the Sig P365-AXG Legion. Okay, that's 100 rounds of the PMC 115 grain. Okay, next we'll do 100 rounds of laser brass. This is 124 grain, so 100 rounds laser brass. Rounds of laser passed without any issue. So far, so good. Okay, we're testing 100 rounds of Spear Gold Dot, 115 grain, 9mm, and the 365 AXG Legion, back from repair. Get started. To manage the boredom of just firing a bunch of shots, we'll try a couple of exercises. This is a series of 1-inch dots. Supposed to try to get you round within the dot at about 12 feet. So we'll just sort of work on that for this last round of the testing.
Okay, not too bad. Just, you know, just really shows you you've got to work on trigger control, man. That's my Achilles heel right now, I think. If I can get better at that, I can really improve. All right, not a bad exercise, pretty fun. You can get these targets from Tactical Hive. You can download them. And again, it's just something different to do at the range, so you're not just racking out rounds against the same target for an hour. So anyway, fun exercise.
So long story short, the firearm passed every one of those checks, not a single malfunction. I feel very confident in using this and feel that it was a extraction issue. A lot of the comments that I received on it were people were informing me that they had some issues with the, the screws actually going through the slide and causing some issues. Wasn't aware of that. These are actually some specialty screws that I ordered just for the EPS carry that are able to seat it, in terms of, getting down into this channel. I don't know if I needed to buy special screws, but I did. I sort of bought into the message and I got those. So I didn't think it was the screws, although I did check that. Couldn't see any issue there. Some folks had reported that they had some extraction issues and that the extractor assembly, when they replaced that, didn't solve them. But again, nothing in droves. So I think it's just a one-off sort of issue that I happen to have, and just the unfortunate game of it. Of course, paying this amount of money for a firearm, you'd like not to have any of those issues. But all in all, I'm back in action, up and running with the Sig P365-AXG Legion, and feel pretty confident in its use and its performance so far. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of months.